Question 1. Given the circumstances, Mr. Harris, the HVACR manager, notices his team struggling to adopt a new building automation system BAS upgrade. What should be Mr. Harris's best approach to facilitate smooth technological change? A. Impose strict deadlines for the team to learn and implement the system with minimal support. B. Engage the team by offering hands-on training, clear communication, and ongoing support. C. Outsource the system operation entirely to third-party specialists. D. Delay the implementation until all team members voluntarily express readiness. Answer. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Effective change management requires active leadership that supports staff through education and clear communication. Hands-on training helps reduce resistance and accelerates adoption by building competence and confidence. Simply imposing deadlines without support can reduce morale and performance. Outsourcing may limit in-house expertise and increase costs, while delaying implementation can stall organizational progress. Competitive advantage. Best practices emphasize empowering the team with resources and guidance to integrate new technologies smoothly. Question 2. In the context of budgeting for a large HVACR retrofit project, Patel needs to ensure financial success. What is the most critical step to accurately estimate project costs? A. Use last year's budget as fixed template without adjustments. B. Conduct detailed material takeoffs, labor estimates, and contingency analysis. C. Base the budget only on the supplier's equipment quotes. D. Estimate costs by averaging previous small-scale project expenses. Answer. Correct answer, D. Explanation. Averaging smaller projects without adjusting for scale and complexity risks underestimating true costs and causes budget shortfalls. Using last year's budget blindly ignores changes in scope or inflation. Relying solely on equipment quotes omits labor and overhead, causing inaccuracies. Detailed takeoffs and contingency planning are essential to reliable budget, reflecting comprehensive resource needs, potential uncertainties. This step underpins financial management success. Question 3. According to recent studies, what is the primary benefit of integrating variable speed drives VSDs in HVAC motors from an energy efficiency standpoint? A. They reduce installation costs by simplifying motor wiring. B. They allow precise control of motor speed to match load demand, reducing energy waste. C. They eliminate the need for regular maintenance on motors. D. They increase the maximum motor speed beyond design limits for peak performance. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Why EADS improve efficiency by modulating motor speed to load, reducing energy use, and do not eliminate maintenance needs. The motors and drives require periodic checks. They also do not necessarily reduce installation complexity or costs. Increasing speed beyond design limits risks motor damage and inefficiency. The core advantage is the ability to adjust motor operation dynamically, cutting energy consumption by matching output to actual system demand. Question 4. From a practical standpoint, Lin must handle a refrigerant leak in a commercial chiller system. Which procedure aligns best with environmental compliance and safety regulations? A. Vent the refrigerant outdoors quickly to reduce system downtime. B. Recover and properly store the refrigerant using approved equipment before repair. C. Ignore small leaks as they are negligible and will resolve naturally. D. Dilute the refrigerant with nitrogen and release it safely. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Ignoring leaks is neither compliant with EPA refrigerant management regulations nor safe, as leaks harm the environment and reduce system performance. Proper handling requires recovering refrigerant using certified equipment, avoiding releases into the atmosphere. Venting or diluting refrigerants is illegal and hazardous. Addressing leaks promptly with correct recovery techniques aligns with environmental protection and ensures safety. Question 5. Taking into account the principles of vendor management, what should Garcia prioritize when selecting suppliers for HVACR materials on a major project? A. Selecting the lowest cost supplier regardless of delivery time or quality. B. Building long-term partnerships with reliable suppliers who meet quality, price, and delivery criteria. C. Choosing suppliers with the widest product range but without assessing past performance. D. Rotating suppliers frequently to keep costs low through competition. Answer. Correct answer, A. Explanation. Prioritizing only cost risks delays and poor quality, which can increase overall project costs and reduce client satisfaction. Supplier reliability, quality assurance, and on-time delivery are critical factors alongside price. Long-term partnerships improve communication and service. Frequent supplier changes may disrupt workflow and reduce negotiation leverage. Effective vendor management balances cost, reliability, and quality to optimize project success. Question 6. While examining the refrigeration cycle in a rooftop unit, Kim observes inconsistent cooling performance. What is the most probable cause related to the cycle's principles? A. Improper refrigerant charge causing insufficient evaporator pressure. B. Excessive insulation on the condenser coil increasing heat rejection. C. The compressor operating at higher speed to compensate for load. D. The expansion valve fully open at all times. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Excessive insulation on the condenser coil impairs heat rejection, causing high head pressure and reduced system capacity. Improper refrigerant charge typically causes low or high pressures, but not necessarily insufficient evaporator pressure alone. Compressor speed changes affect capacity, but not fundamental cycle imbalance. Expansion valves modulate refrigerant flow and do not stay fully open constantly in balanced cycle. Proper heat exchange at the condenser is essential for efficient cycle function. Question 7. Which of the following best reflects an ethical business practice Thompson should uphold when managing HVACR contracts? A. Offering clients inflated prices to maximize profit without disclosing details. B. Ensuring transparency in pricing and communicating project scope changes promptly. C. Concealing minor defects in installed equipment to avoid client disputes. D. Promising unrealistic timelines to secure contracts regardless of feasibility. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Ethical management requires honesty and transparency to build trust and long-term client relationships. Inflating prices or hiding defects compromises integrity and violates professional standards. Promising unrealistic timelines can lead to project failures and reputational damage. Open communication about pricing and scope changes supports client understanding and avoids disputes, aligning with ethical business practices. Question 8. Under the assumption that a new energy efficiency standard requires HVAC equipment to meet higher SEER ratings, what should be the strategic response of the HVACR manager? A. Continue using existing equipment until current stock is depleted. B. Update procurement specifications and train staff on new technologies. C. Lobby to delay the enforcement of the new standards. D. Ignore the standard since enforcement is not immediate. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Delaying or ignoring new efficiency standards risks non-compliance and future penalties. Continuing with old equipment fails to leverage potential energy savings and market advantages. The responsible strategic response is updating procurement and training to comply and capitalize on efficiency improvements. Lobbying may occur but should not replace proactive adjustment. Effective managers lead transition effort, ensure regulatory compliance and business continuity. Question 9. During the process of troubleshooting an electrical fault in a chiller system, Johnson finds the motor frequently tripping on overload protection. What is the most logical first step? A. Replace the motor immediately. B. Verify the motor wiring and inspect for mechanical binding or high load conditions. C. Increase the overload protection settings above manufacturer recommendations. D. Ignore the trips since the motor restarts automatically. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Ignoring frequent trips can cause motor damage and safety hazards. Immediate replacement without diagnosis wastes resources. Raising overload settings beyond specs risks motor burnout. The best first step is a thorough inspection of wiring and mechanical loads to identify root causes like binding or electrical faults. Effective troubleshooting seeks to resolve underlying problems rather than applying superficial fixes. Question 10. Considering evidence from project management principles, what is the most effective way for Lopez to ensure quality assurance on a large HVACR installation? A. Conduct only a final inspection after project completion. B. Implement continuous inspections, standardized procedures, and staff accountability throughout the project. C. Delegate all quality checks to subcontractors without oversight. D. Focus quality checks solely on equipment rather than installation workmanship. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Conducting only a final inspection risks identifying defects too late, increasing rework and costs. Continuous quality control with clear procedures and accountability ensures issues are detected and corrected early. Relying solely on subcontractors without management oversight reduces quality consistency. Quality assurance encompasses both equipment and workmanship. Focusing only on equipment ignores installation factors that affect system performance and longevity. Question 11. When faced with recurring customer complaints about inconsistent indoor temperatures, is new and reviews the HVAC system controls. What is the best managerial action to diagnose and resolve the issue effectively? A. Immediately replace all thermostats throughout the building. B. Conduct a comprehensive system audit including sensor calibration and control programming. C. Advise the customer to adjust thermostat settings frequently. D. Ignore the complaints assuming they are user error. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Ignoring customer complaints undermines service quality and risks reputational damage. Replacing all thermostats without diagnosis wastes resources and may not address root causes. Advising frequent adjustments shifts responsibility unfairly to the customer. A comprehensive audit that reviews sensor accuracy, control, settings, and system operation ensures issues are properly identified and addressed. Align customer service and technical troubleshooting best practices. Question 12. Based on the information available, Mr. Alvarez is tasked with improving energy efficiency in a facility with multiple chillers. Which strategy should he prioritize? A. Operating all chillers at full load continuously for consistent cooling. B. Implementing a lead-lag chiller sequencing control based on actual load demand. C. Disabling variable speed drives to simplify operations. D. Keeping all chillers running regardless of cooling load variations. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Lead-lag sequencing optimizes energy use by cycling chillers to match demand, reducing unnecessary runtime and wear. Operating all chillers at full load wastes energy and accelerates component wear. Disabling variable speed drives removes a key energy-saving technology. Running all chillers regardless of load is inefficient and costly. Proper sequencing balances performance and energy efficiency consistent with modern control principles. Question 13. Which of the following best exemplifies ethical leadership in handling employee conflicts within an HVACR service department? A. Ignoring conflicts unless they escalate to formal complaints. B. Facilitating open communication and mediation between conflicting parties. C. Assigning blame publicly to deter future conflicts. D. Reassigning employees without addressing underlying issues. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Ethical leadership involves proactive conflict resolution through mediation and open dialogue to maintain a positive workplace. Ignoring conflicts delays resolution and harms morale. Publicly blaming employees undermines trust and can escalate tensions. Reassigning without addressing root causes fails to solve the problem. Best practices emphasize transparent, respectful communication to resolve conflict constructively. Question 14. When evaluating HVAC project bids, which factors should HRConquer prioritize to ensure project success? A. Selecting the lowest bid regardless of contractor experience or references. B. Considering contractor qualifications, past performance, and compliance with specifications. C. Choosing a contractor based solely on brand reputation without reviewing detailed proposals. D. Awarding the bid to the fastest responder to expedite project start. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Prioritizing only cost can lead to selecting underqualified contractors, risking poor quality and delays. Contractor experience, references, and compliance are critical to ensure the bid meets technical and schedule requirements. Relying on brand reputation without proposal review overlooks project-specific details. Awarding by response speed ignores important evaluation factors. A balanced approach improves project outcomes and reduces risks. Question 15. Considering the evidence, what is the fundamental reason for performing regular refrigerant leak tests in HVACR systems? A. To reduce system noise caused by refrigerant loss. B. To prevent environmental harm and maintain system efficiency. C. To increase the system's heating capacity. D. To decrease electrical consumption by compressor motors. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Regular leak tests primarily aim to protect the environment from harmful refrigerant release and maintain system efficiency by ensuring proper charge. While refrigerant loss might slightly affect noise, the key concerns are environmental regulations and system performance. Leak detection does not directly increase heating capacity or reduce compressor electrical use independently. Proper refrigerant charge, essential to both performance and regulatory compliance. Question 16. In light of recent developments in HVAC technology, ISTA Singh plans to implement smart controls in his commercial buildings. What is the most significant benefit of this approach? A. Smart controls eliminate the need for any manual system oversight. B. They provide real-time monitoring and adaptive control to optimize energy use. C. They increase initial capital costs without operational benefits. D. They restrict system access only to authorized external vendors. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Smart controls enhance efficiency by providing adaptive, data-driven system management and remote monitoring capabilities. While they reduce manual intervention, they do not eliminate the need for professional oversight and maintenance. Though initial costs may be higher, operational savings and system performance justify investment. Restricting system access is a security feature but not the primary benefit. Real adaptive control is key to maximizing system efficiency. Question 17. Under the assumption that a team is frequently missing project deadlines, what management technique should ISTA apply to improve performance? A. Increase overtime hours without adjusting workflow or resources. B. Implement structured project timeline with clear milestones and accountability. C. Replace the entire team with new hires immediately. D. Remove performance reviews to reduce stress on staff. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Establishing a structured timeline with defined milestones fosters accountability and allows early detection of delays, improving delivery. Simply increasing overtime risks burnout without addressing root causes. Replacing the entire team is drastic and disruptive, potentially creating more problems. Removing performance reviews reduces feedback and development opportunities. Effective project management combines communication and staff engagement. Question 18. For the purpose of ensuring occupational safety, which measures should HVACR managers prioritize during service work involving energized electrical equipment? A. Allow only untrained personnel to handle tasks to gain experience. B. Enforce lockout-tagout procedures and proper PPE usage strictly. C. Ignore minor electrical hazards if they do not cause immediate harm. D. Disable safety devices to speed up troubleshooting. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Ignoring hazards, even minor ones, jeopardizes worker safety and violates OSHA standards. Untrained personnel handling energized equipment increases risk of injury. Lockout-tagout and PPE are essential safety protocols preventing accidents during maintenance. Disabling safety devices compromises protection and is unacceptable. Prioritizing strict safety procedures is a legal and ethical responsibility. HVACR management. Question 19. Throughout the course of evaluating financial reports, Barnes notices a consistent increase in overhead costs. What is the best initial step to address this trend? A. Immediately cut all discretionary spending across departments. B. Analyze overhead components to identify specific drivers of cost increases. C. Increase prices charged to clients to offset overhead rises. D. Ignore the trend as overhead costs are generally uncontrollable. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. A detailed analysis identifies underlying factors causing overhead increases, enabling targeted cost control strategies. Across-the-board spending cuts may impair essential operations. Raising prices without understanding costs risks client dissatisfaction and lost business. Dismissing overhead as uncontrollable neglects managerial responsibility. Sound financial management begins with data-driven insights decisions. Question 20. In what ways can Mr. Ellis improve quality assurance on complex HVACR installations involving multiple subcontractors? A. Assign responsibility solely to the subcontractors without direct oversight. B. Establish clear quality standards, conduct regular inspections, and coordinate communication among all parties. C. Perform quality checks only after project completion. D. Avoid documenting quality procedures to expedite project timelines. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Leaving quality control entirely to subcontractors without supervision risks inconsistencies. Regular inspections and coordinated communication ensure compliance with standards throughout installation, preventing costly rework. Checking quality only after project completion delays detection of defects and increases correction costs. Omitting documentation undermines accountability and traceability. Documented CAR processes are essential in multi-contractor projects. Question 21. From a practical standpoint, Mr. Davis notices that his HVACR team is frequently missing safety protocol steps during routine maintenance. What is the most effective leadership approach to rectify this? A. Immediately suspend all technicians until compliance is achieved. B. Provide targeted safety training and reinforce protocols through regular audits. C. Increase penalties for safety violations without additional training. D. Assume technicians will learn from experience and allow continued work. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Effective leadership focuses on education and reinforcement to improve safety compliance. Immediate suspension without corrective guidance can disrupt operations and lower morale. Penalizing without training may breed resentment and fail to improve behavior. Assuming experience alone ensures learning neglects risks of accidents. Training and regular audits build a culture of safety awareness and accountability, reduces incidents sustainably. Question 22. In light of recent developments, HRConquer is evaluating the use of geothermal heat pumps for commercial projects. What key advantage should influence her recommendation? A. Geothermal systems eliminate the need for electricity entirely. B. They provide consistent heating and cooling with lower energy consumption over time. C. Installation costs are typically lower than conventional HVAC systems. D. They require no maintenance once installed. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Geothermal heat pumps offer highly efficient, stable indoor climate control and can reduce operational energy use, but they do not eliminate electricity use nor require zero maintenance. Installation costs are generally higher than conventional systems due to ground loop installation complexity. Regular maintenance is still necessary to ensure performance. The main advantage is long-term energy savings with consistent comfort, making them sustainable though initial investment is high. Question 23. Considering the evidence, what factor most directly affects the accuracy of load calculations in system design? A. Assumptions regarding occupancy and usage patterns. B. The color of building exterior finishes. C. The number of HVAC units installed. D. The brand of ductwork materials used. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Accurate load calculations depend heavily on correctly estimating occupancy usage, internal gains, and ventilation needs. Exterior finishes can affect heat gain, but are secondary factors. The number of units installed is a result of calculations, not an input affecting accuracy. Duct brand does not influence thermal load. Precise assumptions about building use and occupant behavior are foundational for system sizing and efficient design. Question 24. When analyzing financial reports, Mr. Reed notices a decline in gross profit margin. What strategic action best addresses this issue? A. Reducing labor costs without changing project scope. B. Evaluating pricing strategies and project cost controls for improvements. C. Halting all marketing efforts to save money. D. Increasing service prices indiscriminately. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Cutting marketing can reduce lead generation, worsening profitability long term. Reducing labor costs without scope adjustment risks quality or schedule delays. Increasing prices without cost analysis may drive customers away. Evaluating both pricing models and cost controls allows balanced improvements to profitability by ensuring projects are bid accurately and managed efficiently. Strategic edges are preferable over reactive cost cutting. Question 25. Given the circumstances, it must ensure compliance with environmental regulations when disposing of old refrigerants from a renovation. Which practice best meets legal and ethical standards? A. Venting refrigerants into the atmosphere after partial recovery. B. Using certified refrigerant recovery equipment and licensed disposal services. C. Mixing refrigerants with solvents to neutralize them on site. D. Disposing refrigerants with general construction waste. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Venting refrigerants is illegal and environmentally harmful, violating EPA and other regulations. Mixing refrigerants with solvents is unsafe and prohibited. Disposing refrigerants with general waste risks contamination and legal penalties. Proper practice requires certified recovery using approved equipment and disposal through licensed facilities to ensure environmental protection and regulatory compliance. Responsible management avoids fines and supports sustainability. Question 26. When evaluating supplier proposals, what is the most critical non-price factor HVACR should consider to mitigate project risks? A. Delivery timelines and reliability history. B. Packaging aesthetics of supplied products. C. Supplier's office location proximity. D. Length of supplier's website content. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Packaging aesthetics do not impact project success or risk. Office location proximity may influence logistics, but is less critical than delivery reliability. Website content length is irrelevant. Delivery timelines and historical reliability directly affect project schedules and continuity. Selecting suppliers with proven on-time delivery and quality reduces delays and cost overruns, directly mitigating risk. Question 27. To what extent does implementing variable refrigerant flow VRF systems impact project complexity compared to traditional HVAC systems? A. ERF systems simplify installation due to fewer components. B. They increase complexity due to advanced controls and system zoning requirements. C. ERF systems eliminate the need for ductwork completely. D. ERF systems reduce the need for qualified technicians. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. ERF systems involve sophisticated controls and precise zoning, increasing design and commissioning complexity. While ductwork is minimized or reduced, it is not always eliminated. Skilled technicians are required to install and maintain ERF systems due to their technical demands. Although fewer components might simplify some aspects, overall system complexity is higher than traditional systems. Comprehensive and expertise are necessary for success. Question 20. The primary reason Mr. Sanders would implement a preventive maintenance program in his HVACR service department is to A. Reduce emergency repairs and extend equipment lifespan. B. Increase billing by creating unnecessary service visits. C. Minimize paperwork related to reactive maintenance. D. Avoid training new technicians on troubleshooting. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Preventive maintenance programs focus on scheduled inspections and servicing to identify and fix issues before failure, reducing emergency repairs and prolonging equipment life. Increasing billing through unnecessary visits is unethical and counterproductive. Preventive maintenance often increases documentation but improves operational reliability. Training remains essential regardless. Proper programs improve efficiency, customer satisfaction while controlling costs. Question 29. When negotiating a contract for a complex HVACR project, what is a key strategy to ensure clarity and avoid disputes? A. Use vague language to allow flexibility in scope. B. Define detailed scope of work, responsibilities, and change order procedures. C. Agree verbally on all terms to expedite the process. D. Avoid including penalty clauses to maintain good relations. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Verbal agreements lack enforceability and increase dispute risk. Vague language leads to misunderstandings and scope creep. Penalty clauses incentivize performance and protect interests. Omitting them may reduce accountability. Clear detailed contracts outlining work scope, responsibilities, timelines, and change procedures are essential to minimize disputes and ensure mutual understanding. Question 30. In a modern context of HVAC system controls, why is integrating Internet of Things technologies considered a strategic advantage? A. It devices always reduce the need for maintenance personnel. B. They enable real-time data collection, predictive maintenance, and remote system optimization. C. It increases initial system costs without long-term benefits. D. It integration removes the need for cybersecurity measures. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Integration enhances monitoring and control through real-time analytics, enabling predictive maintenance and energy optimization, improving operational efficiency. It does not eliminate the need for maintenance staff but can reduce reactive interventions. While initial costs may increase, long-term benefits usually justify investment. Its systems introduce cybersecurity risks, requiring robust protective measures, not removal of them.